everyone, this is Michael Cohen, the Tech Rabbi, and welcome to another technology tutorial. Today, we are going to use Adobe Spark Post to create a combo photo experience. And this is inspired by Stephen Mcmennamy, who is an incredible artist and creative director. I've been following his content for over a year now, and I'm just blown away at how impactful and thoughtful he can be at combining images to create something new and incredible. And I thought about the process and I realized that it could be an incredible exercise, not just in mimicking a great artist, although many famous artists got their start by mimicking the great artists of the current or of the past, but a process and an experience for students and teachers to develop a stronger sense of divergent thinking, of creative thought process, of problem solving, where you understand the relationships and the details and the minutiae of objects. It's a pretty incredible process when you start to engage with it. And so I thought about, well, I should create a experience for teachers and students to go through this process. And I have a blog post that is a pretty, I think, successful snapshot into the whole process surrounding this combo photo experience. So the link for that is in the description below. And I'm not going to spend much time on the functions and features of Adobe Spark Post. So if this is the first time you are engaging or seeing Adobe Spark Post, check out my video tutorial in the description below as well that's going to break down the fundamental tools and workflow of Adobe Spark Post. In this case, we're going to take a look at how to bring two different objects, two different pictures into the post canvas and how we are able to manipulate them to achieve the desired result. And the way that you could do this is as follows. You have a picture here, and if you're looking to add a picture, right, we go to that plus sign, we go to that add a photo, we can upload a photo from our computer, we can find free photos. Incredible library of photos. I actually downloaded these two off of Google Images just by searching because I wanted to find a specific color suitcase that was going to match up with the color of the Volkswagen bus below it, and also to get the angle right. And that's a little bit challenging. So the good news about going into a Google search and pulling the images is that if you're just using raw images and not any images that have been doctored up, you take that image of the suitcase, you take that image of the Volkswagen bus, and because you are manipulating them to the level that you are seeing in front of you right now, you're not going to run into any copyright issues. And I don't think anybody is actually planning on trying to profit off of the ComboPhotos since somebody else is already doing it, although there's always room for multiple people trying to go through the same process. This is more about divergent thinking and creative problem solving and less about how we're going to create amazing graphics, although that could be a fringe benefit of the process. Now, you can check out in detail like my whole sort of, inner thoughts around this process and the way in which it connects into different content and curriculum areas and grade level as well. But basically, just to clarify why I'm choosing Adobe Spark Post and not Photoshop is because I want a first grader to be able to do this. I don't want to limit it to students or just any person that's able to master the workflow and tool set of Adobe Photoshop. Now, this is a good opportunity to look at some limitations of Adobe Spark Post. Number one is color correction. There is no way for me to color match or bump up the contrast and light levels of the Volkswagen bus. And so we have this sort of darker color. And yes, I could have brought it into Photoshop, but I'm trying to be true to the process of only doing this process in Adobe Spark Post. So you aren't able to do that. You are not able to create white space around your or not white space, but like additional space around your image. And so if your image, let's say, was cut off right here at the base of the wheel, like that's what you're working with. And so you aren't actually able to freely move the picture in the space. It's going to actually, as you can see here, like magnet connect to the outer bounding boxes of this specific cell, right? So that's sort of the limitation, and just so you know what you're working with, because it can be a struggle. Now, when you bring in your images, since this one's already kind of created, you're going to actually see some white space between the two images and even white space in the borders. And you just want to go to layout and you want to get rid of that white space, right? So you just slide these dials down to 0, and then you're good to go. So now you have your object here, right? We have the suitcase at the top, and you're actually able to scale this, right? You're able to move this around to the level that you feel is going to work for what you're trying to do. And then you can move this around, and if you're lucky, you're not going to run into any specific issues with spacing. And what's interesting, and one of the reasons why I chose Adobe, or not the Adobe image library, but Google search, is because I wanted to find a suitcase with a lot of empty space around it so that I did have the freedom to zoom in and zoom out and be able to move this around in a more free and organic way, right? Now, the other thing is when you click on each one of these image cells, there is this line here where you actually can pull this up here and you can decide how much of each object do you want to show, right? And so maybe like this right here is the jackpot, right? Maybe this right here is the perfect suitcase Volkswagen bus wheel upgrade. And like you're good to go. And it's really, once again, less about the artistic end product, right? It's about the thought process that you got to. So it's pretty simple tutorial. I know that I was a little wordy in trying to give you the background info around like how this sort of has come together as being inspired by an artist to how is this impacting student teachers teaching and learning. This is the video. This is the combo photo method. This is an incredible way of developing divergent thinking and creative problem solving abilities in yourself and in your students. Check out the blog and the Adobe Spark Post tutorial below. Please subscribe. Please share this video if it brought you value. And once again, thank you for watching.